Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports Lore Football video, and today I'm going over my Week 7 predictions for the 2023 NFL season. I do predictions on this channel every single week. Last week's predictions went pretty good. So far, I'm 10-4. I'm making this video as the Chargers game is going on. I picked the Chargers to win 31-30. So if the Chargers do end up winning, then I'll be 11-4. If they lose, then I'll be 10-5. My other picks for this week, I had the Chiefs over the Broncos, Ravens over Titans, Seahawks over Bengals, Jaguars over the Colts, Dolphins over the Panthers, the Vikings over the Bears, the Niners over the Browns, the Texans over the Saints, Atlanta beating the Commanders, the Raiders beating the Patriots, the Rams beating the Cardinals, Lions beating the Bucks, the Eagles beating the Jets, and the Bills beating the Giants. For the most part, I was fairly far off on the scores this week. Usually, my score predictions are stronger than my actual record predictions. I get the score pretty spot on, but some of my scores were a little bit out there. Chiefs-Broncos I thought would be a very offensive game. It was very defensive for two teams that haven't had the best. Chiefs have had a pretty good defense this year, but the Broncos' defense has been pretty bad. So that game was a big surprise to me. Ravens-Titans, I was pretty close. I was off by 1 on the Ravens and 4 on the Titans. Bengals-Seahawks, I knew it would be a close game. I knew it would be a one-score game, but it was a lot lower scoring than I expected it to be, and the Bengals ended up pulling out the victory. Jaguars-Colts, I had the Jaguars score pretty spot on, but I was off by 10 on the Colts. I thought I had more faith in Gardner Minshew than I probably should have had, but he didn't play. Well, he had 3 interceptions, so that's probably part of the reason why the Colts only scored 20 points. Dolphins-Panthers, I was actually fairly close. My score was 51-17. The final score was 42-21. 51 was probably a slightly ambitious score, but yeah, I probably picked a little too high on that, but I knew the Dolphins would have some absurdly large number of points. Vikings-Bears, I expected this to be a high-scoring thriller. Without Justin Jefferson, the Vikings offense just isn't as explosive, so it wasn't as explosive of a game. Browns-Niners, I had the Niners winning 33-20. They ended up losing 19-17, so I was pretty close in the Browns score. I was about half correct on the Niners score. I had 17, they had 33. So I was about halfway, I had double their score, sorry. That was a shock to me, but the Niners just looked discombobulated that whole game on offense. Texans over Saints, I had the Texans winning by 1, 18-17. They ended up winning 20-13, so that was pretty close. Commies over Falcons, I guess 24-20. It was 24-16, so that one's pretty close. Raiders-Patriots, I was pretty close in the final score. My final score was 43 points. The total was 38. But yeah, I didn't expect the Patriots to score more than like 5 points, so yeah. Rams-Cardinals, I had the Rams winning 27-25. They won 26-9, so the Rams score pretty much spot on, but I was off on their defensive performance. For the Lions game, I was off completely, just entirely, completely wrong, but I got the team correct. Eagles over the Jets, I had 34-12. I was close on the Jets score. They scored 20, but the Eagles did not score 34. And in the Bills-Giants game, I was close on the Giants score, I guess 14, but the Bills did not score 40. The Giants actually almost won. Moving on to this week for Thursday Night Football, I have the Jaguars beating the Saints 20-17. The Saints have one of the better defenses in the league. They've proven that week after week, but they also have one of the least consistent offenses and lowest scoring offenses. The Jaguars have been really good the last 2 weeks, so I expect their offense to continue to play well, even against the Saints defense, and I expect them to win 20-17 in a very close game. At 1 o'clock on Sunday, we have Buccaneers-Falcons, Raiders-Bears, Browns-Colts, Giants against the Commanders, Lions-Ravens, and Bills-Patriots. I have the Buccaneers beating the Falcons 27-24. I think that's going to be a strong, close divisional rivalry. The Buccaneers have had a more consistent season so far. Both of these teams are 3-3, but Tampa's been looking better recently. They've looked more consistent on offense for the most part, and their defense has been pretty okay. So I think they're going to win 27-24. Raiders-Bears, I have the Raiders winning 34-23. The Raiders are actually surprisingly 3-3. They don't look like a 3-3 team in my humble opinion, but they haven't played like a 3-3 team, but they are in fact 3-3, and I think that they're going to improve to 4-3 this week, as the Bears have not looked great. They have had good offensive performances the last 2 weeks, so this could be closer to 34-30. I can see the Bears offense definitely putting up 30 points in the Raiders defense, but I think that the Raiders are going to have a great offensive game against this fairly weak Bears defense. Browns-Colts, I have the Browns winning 23-20. The Browns defense has been arguably the best defense in the league. It has been phenomenal, especially coming after that Niners win. The Colts offense looking not so great with Gardner Minshew last week makes me believe that the Browns should have this one on lock, even with PJ Walker. The Colts defense hasn't been phenomenal. They've let up a lot of points to Jacksonville multiple times, and I think that PJ Walker should be able to score enough points to get it done. Giants versus the Commanders, of the Giants winning 24-23. This should be a very close divisional game, but I'm giving it to the Giants because of their home field advantage. The Giants have had some games that I thought that they would be able to win. I think that with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, this game could be a game for the Giants. I'm a big Tyrod Taylor guy. I'm a big supporter of Tyrod. I think that he's going to have a great game, and I think that the Giants are going to win. Lions-Ravens, I have the Lions winning 25-23. Not sure how the Lions are going to get to 25 points, but I think that that's what they're going to end up with. Probably going to go for 2 or something and try and make a multiple score game, and then something's going to happen. I don't know. But the Lions have been arguably the best team in the league so far this season. Their only loss was a 6-point loss to Seattle, in Seattle. And, or actually, it might have been at home. I'm not sure. But it was only a 6-point loss to Seattle. And I think that the Ravens have just been a little too inconsistent this year. I can definitely see the Lions improving to 6-1 and the Ravens falling to 4-3. For Bills-Patriots, of the Bills winning 23-12, I think the Patriots defense will put up some resistance, but ultimately, this game could be anywhere from 23-12 to like 50-2. So yeah. Sunday at 4 o'clock, we have Seahawks versus Cardinals. I have the Seahawks winning 30-20. I think that the Cardinals offense has been really inconsistent as of late, even though it had a strong start to the season. The Seahawks defense has also been fairly consistently decent, so I think that the Seahawks should win this game by 2 scores. Rams-Steelers, have the Rams winning 17-13. Pretty solid game for both of these teams. I think that this will be a strong defensive battle. I'm kind of excited to watch it. I'm a big defense guy. I think that 17-13 is a pretty fair guess for this game, as the Steelers have been carried by their defense, and the Rams' defense has been improving throughout the season. I think that this will be a pretty solid matchup. Chiefs-Chargers, I have the Chiefs winning 43-40. I've been guessing at least one team, or predicting at least one team to win 43-40 basically every week, because it's bound to have a 40-40 game at some point in time this season with all the offensive scoring. Chiefs-Chargers is definitely one of those games. The Chiefs' defense has been fairly strong this season, but the Chargers' offense has been pretty high-powered as well, and the Chargers' defense is not great. So I can definitely see this one being potentially a 40-40 game. As for Packers-Broncos, I have the Packers winning 34-30. Another one of those games where, the Packers have a pretty decent defense, but the Broncos have no defense. And they have a pretty decent offense. So just like the Chargers, I expect them to put up a lot of points, but they will not be able to put up enough points to win. Both of those games will be very exciting 4 o'clock games. They probably won't be that high scoring. The Chiefs-Chargers game will probably be in the 30s, and the Packers game will probably be in the 20s. But they'll be good offensive games going up and down the field, unless Jordan Love looks like he's looked in the last couple of games of the season for the Green Bay Packers. Moving on to Sunday Night Football, we have the Dolphins against the Eagles. I do, in fact, have the Eagles losing their second consecutive game in a row, dropping to 5-2 after starting undefeated, and the Dolphins improving to 6-1. The Dolphins' only loss so far this season was a blowout loss to Buffalo, and their offense has been very consistent. The Eagles' defense hasn't been as good or as dominant as it has in the past, but it's been pretty good this year, carrying their offense for the most part. I think this will be a high-scoring game. Miami's going to set the tone. They don't have the strongest defense in the world, so I think the Eagles' offense will get a jump start. But the Miami offense is just going to be too much for the Eagles' defense to handle, and I have the Dolphins winning 38-30. Last but certainly not least, we have Monday Night Football. I have the Niners beating the Vikings 37-33. The Vikings' offense obviously has not been as good without Justin Jefferson, but I think that they're going to find a way to put up some points. This could very well be 37-23, actually, considering Justin Jefferson is going to be out. I do think the Vikings offense will put up some resistance, but I think that ultimately the Niners will control this one and improve to 6-1. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see us all in the next one. Peace.